WSBT with Byrne and Deffenbaugh.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Hoop It Up. Well, the conference races have been decided, Carl. The pairings are out in Indiana. So tonight, all about getting one good last run in before the tournament starts. And, of course, up in Michigan, a lot more on the line as the girls' district titles were handed out tonight.
And meanwhile, the girls in Indiana had to wait a day. Tomorrow's the Final Four with Penn and Oregon Davis still alive in semi-state. We're going to get to them a little later in the show.
A lot to get to tonight, starting with two conference champions squaring off in boys basketball. The NIC champs Penn hosting the Northern State champs Glenn tonight at the Kingsman Palace. Prior to the game, Superintendent Jerry Thacker was honored with the Sagamore Award. Congratulations to him. Penn Kingsman looking to make it a good night for the Kingsman faithful all around. That's Ryan Lutz scoring off the turnover created by Billy Dozlak. Puts Penn up by 6. Back comes Glenn from the outside. Calvin Kretschmer drains the 3. It's a 3-point game at that point. South Bend Chainsaw boys team looking on. They will play Glenn next Tuesday in the sectional opener, so doing a little scouting. Penn ends the half on a run. Jordan Geist knocks down the jumper. Credit Dozlak with a feed. Dozlak all over the court tonight as Austin Torres looks on. We've seen him steal. We've seen him share. Now see him shoot. Knocks down the 3. Penn up 14 at the half, and they would go on to run away with it from there. Penn wins big tonight, 79-47 over Glenn.
Washington was hosting East Chicago Central tonight on senior night. The Panthers had won 4 in a row. What a career it's been for Travion Johnson. We'll see what he can do in the playoffs. Start with the Cardinals, though. How about that play? Hiron Edwards, a steal and a leaping no-look perfect pass. Coach Johnson does not approve of that. He'll like this, though. Jacob Watts-Jenkins got 3 names and 2 points for the Panthers on that pull-up. Then Robert Urbanski, the power dribble, backing down his man for an easy 2. And finally, Anthony Brazier, a steal for Washington this time. The Panthers win 71-64. Washington hosts one of the 4A sectionals next week. They have a bye into the semifinals.
So they get the easiest route, if there is such a thing as an easy route, and there really isn't in that sectional. Also in that sectional is South Bend Riley, who's really getting their work in this week. They're playing for back-to-back nights. They played last night, and tonight's game will be their 3rd in the last 4 days. They're hosting Munster this evening on the south side of town, and Riley would start off hot from the outside. Junior Scott knocks down the 3 as big sis Skylar watches with approval from the bleachers. There she is checking out her little brother. Then Michael Williams gets going. Williams hits the 3. He had 3 of them in the opening quarter. Riley up 19-15 at that point. But Munster hit their share from the outside too. Mike Haynes drains the long ball from the corner as the Mustangs rally. Then with the clock winding down, Drew Hackett, another 3 at the buzzer to put Munster up a couple after 1 quarter. They beat Riley tonight 72-60. The Wildcats will open up sectional play Wednesday against Clay.
We have got a show for you in this one. The Adams offense has been electric recently, 189 points in its last 2 games. But the Eagles were hosting Lake Central tonight. Mike Bush, nice shot fake, loses his defender. Nice move there. But the Indians have this dude named Tyler Weidman, 6'8" senior, committed to Butler.
Oh.
He was posing some problems tonight for Adams. Off an Eagles miss here, Weidman gives it up to get it right back, an alley-oop this time.
I'd give it to him, too.
Lake Central up 29-21. It's a pretty good shot. We know Terry Davis is good against the NIC. How about that one? Going right at the big man, doing some work down low. But just too much Weidman tonight off the pick and roll. Look out below. Indians, the Duneland Conference champs, win by 10, 61-51. Adams is going to face Penn in sectionals on Tuesday. One of those best opening matchups maybe.
That'll be fun, and Penn can do a lot, but they don't have a guy who can do that.
All impressive.
Right. You know, it was 20 years ago that Clay played Valparaiso for the state title. Tonight, same 2 teams on the floor. This game, of course, not going to be as epic as that one. Clay's Tyler Burris knocks down the 3 in the second quarter for the Colonials. But this game pretty much belonged to Valpo wire to wire. Great passing here. They kick it out to Max Jindra, and he knocks down the 3-pointer in the corner. I suppose it's only fitting that a Drew makes his mark in this one. Not Bryce Drew, but Drew Paul. Pretty nice shooting stroke there. Valpo rolls play tonight 87-36. As we mentioned, they will open up against Riley. Out in Fort Wayne tonight, the Warsaw Tigers made the trip out east to face Fort Wayne Carroll. And in the 4th quarter, Carroll's Jake Graham gets the bucket, puts Carroll up by 7. Then a little bit more Carroll. Kyle Maulers knocks down the jump shot as they open up an 8-point lead. But Warsaw cuts into that deficit here. Jake Mangus with the basket. He leads all scorers tonight with 15 points. Unfortunately, the Tigers fall just a little short in this one. They get beat by Fort Wayne Carroll tonight. Final count of 44-40.
You were speaking about state championships at Jimtown tonight. They honored the 2004 state title team at halftime in the boys' game against LaVille. Nice to see those guys back. End of the first there, Adam Deshone can't hit, so the Lancers are going to get the ball back. No, Nick Floyd steals it, lays it in right before the buzzer as the Jimmies go up 8-6. Second quarter, Blake Berger comes off a screen, knocks down a three. So we're going to try it again from the other wing this time. Buckets again.
He can
Heat
shoot.
check time
Might
for
want to
Berger.
guard him.
No dice.
That's the only way he's been stopped all year.
Last laugh, though. Lancers would win their fourth in a row, 52-46. He had a big game. We're having some fun with him. Jimtown draws Marion to open sectionals next week. LaVille has a bye in the 2A sectionals.
So pretty fun night to close things off in Indiana for the boys. Now we've got to turn our attention north of the state line. District titles on the line tonight in Michigan. And in Class B, Lakeshore and Benton Harbor met in this one round a year ago. The Lancers edging the Tigers by a point, 60-59. They would go on to the regional final.
That's a heck of a game, and they played now for 3 times this year.
Yep, tonight, so the Tigers looking to get a little revenge on their home floor. They say they've been looking forward to this potential matchup all season long. Up a dozen at halftime, and Calabia Gondrzak adding to it as she drives the paint and scores for Benton Harbor. Then it's younger sister's turn. Kaiser, she drives baseline and scores. Listen to this, the sisters combined for 54 points tonight. That's a heck of an effort. Lakeshore got a big night from this young lady, Lauren Clem, 2 on the low block. She had 19, but it wasn't enough to match Benton Harbor. Look at this, Calabria setting up the defenders.
Wow.
Crossover, the jump shot. The Tigers win the game that counts tonight. 52-64, they get their district title, and they will face Three Rivers in the regional at Edwardsburg next Tuesday. Three Rivers beating Sturgis pretty convincingly tonight, 49-30. That game will be at 2 o'clock, or excuse me, at 7 o'clock on Tuesday night.
You could win a lot of 2-on-5 games, putting up 54 points between the two of you. Class A, Niles knocked out St. Joe last night. Tonight they face Kalamazoo Central. This is the tandem of Elise Zimmerman and Emily Gaines hooking up a couple times. Gaines had 10 points. Time ticking away in the second quarter. Imani Simmons beats the buzzer. KC would go up 9 at halftime. Then the second half, Niles actually gets a strip here on the fast break, but Arjane Morgan right back, hooping the harm. Just not enough tonight from Niles. Tough night actually for both offenses. Vikings fall 32-22.
Let's head over to St. Joseph now. Lake Michigan Catholic can win a district title on their home floor by beating Eau Claire. This is Class D action, and the Lakers start fast. Opening minutes, look at the arc by Nicole Weiss, and she buries the three. That got the crowd fired up. They would have plenty to cheer about tonight. A little later, they go inside to Mary Vochko for 2 on the low block. Eau Claire struggling to keep pace tonight. Taylor Dustin pulls up for the jumper. That slows the momentum, but only momentarily. The night belongs to the Lakers. They put on the press. Another basket for Weiss in here. Lake Michigan Catholic wins the district title 51-27. We check a few other results from tonight in district play. Bit of a surprise there. Brandywine, such a strong program, but they get knocked off tonight by New Buffalo 51-42. And New Buffalo will face Decatur on Tuesday night in the district championship. So a lot to get to tonight, and that was a lot of fun. We've got a couple of